Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I hope that you are having a great day. I should say that the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Also, thank you so much to my moderators and all that you do in holding down the comment section. Today, we are going to be pondering what is behind Black American erasure from other groups around the diaspora. Now, I will tell you, this is a term, I guess, that I really started hearing about within the last, I don't know, couple of weeks. I've heard Brother Phil mention it in just different places around the internet. And then I heard Donovan mention it yesterday. And so I'm like, okay, what exactly is Black American erasure? So we're going to get into that and why I am even thinking about it in the first place. I saw a video and I said, okay, I think I'll talk about that today. So maybe between all of us, we can figure out exactly why that's taking place. And from my research, it's been a thing for a very long time. So, of course, we'll get into that in just a second. Let's see who's on here. Doug, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He say comments by when they refer to it. And it says when they omit. And I think your comment is kind of jumbled, but you said, I noticed when they refer to Shabuzi's comments, they keep omitting the word literally. Yeah, because he says that immigrants literally, no, immigrants built this country literally is what he said. So obviously he was mistaken, right? Mike, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Kevin, what's going on with you? I think I saw you earlier as well. Of course, y'all can find me tomorrow on the African Diaspora News Channel at 11 a.m. Central Time, like I was today. King Noble, I believe I saw you as well. How you doing? Thunder, how are you? You must be very busy. I hardly see you anymore. Simo, how you doing? Brother Easy E in the building. Hope you're having a great day. The Unsubscribed Queen, how are you? Brother Troy, what's going on with you? And that's it so far. So anyway, we'll give just a couple more moments for more people to come on before we get started. I'll probably only be here about 45 minutes because I got here just a tiny bit late. So trying to think what's interesting that's happened. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things that have happened. I'm kind of low key, but not really following the Epstein situation. It sounds like they are going to be looking at, if not already, the completely unredacted files, because before they were redacted, meaning that they were blacked out certain names and you know uh, pictures and all kind of stuff. But it sounds like other countries have gotten the unredacted files, and so they have made some moves as regarding removing people out of different positions and things like that. So I guess we'll learn a little bit more about them today. But the stuff that we already heard about them is pretty horrible. And then the more we hear about it, is like they really fighting, to protect these people. I heard, I didn't see it myself. Maybe I should go verify before I even say it. But allegedly, Pam Bondi, who was the Attorney General for the United States, basically said, I guess that if all the names come out, then it's going to take down the whole system. And it's like, well, what system is she talking about? So I guess I'll have to look into it just for a little bit more reference. But yeah, that's it. That's, boy, I tell you, I think we all kind of knew that was coming. And, I'll say allegedly all the things that are in the files is we're not surprised by that. You know what I mean? But it's very telling that now it's all being unearthed. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the fall of America, right? All the dirty secrets of Babylon are starting to come to the surface, and everybody is starting to hear more about it. But again, we're not surprised by hearing the behaviors of people, especially in higher ups. And we've heard about different entertainers and just a whole host of people that was hanging around Jeffrey Epstein. So it's going to get real nasty and very interesting all at the same time. JJ, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Facts Not Feelings, hope you are doing well. And I'm going to read your comments as soon as I'm done. Quan, how you doing? I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mad Dog, hope you're doing well. Yes, second time. So y'all know I'll be woe out by the time I get here. Hey, Black Panther Strike, how you doing? So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it for the sake of time. So of course, I've been really hearing a lot about, as I said, the term Black American erasure. And so I was like, okay, well, let me do a little bit of research just to kind of even see what that is, right? So I did. Well, I'll show y'all the video first. Okay, I'll show y'all the video as to why I even decided to do this tonight. So I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw this video and a guy kind of taking a girl to task. So check it out.
Americans are on TikTok stating that Black History Month is only meant to celebrate Black American history. And I 110% disagree.
This is my question. What the hell is going to be ours then? What are we going to have? Please, somebody tell me. They're taking our culture, and now it's Black History Month. Now, all of a sudden, everybody cares about celebrating Black History Month. That was a U.S. Celebration. What can Black Americans have then if that's the case? If everybody's doing rap, if everybody's doing hip hop, if everybody's copying the way that we dress, if everybody's copying the way that we dance, now y'all want Black History Month. What do we have to ourselves? For all the people who agree with her, please tell me, what do Black Americans have to themselves? This is literally culture erasure. The West Indies has their own month. Africans have their own month. In Africa, Kenya ain't worried about what South Africans are celebrating for themselves. Because in Africa ain't worried about what the West Indies is celebrating to be West Indies. Why does everybody keep taking everything that we do? Is there anything that we can have to ourselves? Y'all taking Black History Month. You're taking our dances. You're taking the way we dress. You're taking our slang. You're taking our music. Everybody is taking our... This is literally culture erasure. What do we have? Can somebody please tell me, what do Black Americans have to themselves?
So as you saw there, that brother, his name is Dre Chosen. I think he raises a lot of good questions. Like I said, I wasn't really even tuned into the whole Black American erasure terminology, although I've heard it. But as he said, everybody else get to have their own month. I don't know about month, but I know like what we're talking about, like Hispanics and I think Asians, Asian American Pacific Islander, I think they have their own month. And I know certain places around the United States, like Nigerians, they'll have a Nigerian Day celebration, whatever it is, Jamaican and Haitians and things like that. Even in the Congressional Black Caucus, Yvette D. Clarke, she's Haitian. Is she Haitian? I saw her not too long ago. She was celebrating Haitian a day or week, or I don't know what it was. And so to his point, yeah, they have their own celebrations and they get to have that all to themselves. But of course, we as Black Americans, we get February as Black History Month. And I'll get into that for a second. But in regards to the term Black American erasure, I looked it up and I specifically looked up ethnic erasure, and it's the systematic removal or elimination of a specific group's culture, history, and identity from public memory, discourse, or physical space, often driven by dominant groups. It involves method like rewriting history, destroying cultural artifacts, forcing assimilation, or reducing populations to invisibility. So if we take the part of rewriting history, right, I think that's probably what we're talking about more so when it comes to Black History Month, in a sense, being hijacked, because that's kind of what I hear. So yeah, there are many who are trying to, I guess, and it's kind of weird because I wasn't hearing about them trying to hijack. When I say them, just different people outside of Black Americans. I really hadn't heard much about that until this year, and maybe I've just been kind of tuned out. But it does seem like there's some sort of a revision going on, in that I guess the conversation is, as she said, she 110% disagrees that it's just for Black Americans. And it's like, well, how so, sis? What conclusion are you drawing other than it's for Black Americans, right? Because again, people are trying to say, well, what about us? That means us too. We should be able to, you could celebrate, right? People could celebrate, but is it about you outside of being a Black American? Well, let's figure that out. So here we have, it should be Dr. Carter G. Woodson, right? Now, he was a son of slaves, right? He's an educator, author, and historian and things like that. And so he is the one that actually came up with originally Black Negro Week is what it was called. Negro Week. It was the second week of February that coincided with the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln, because I guess in that vein, he freed the slaves, right? And also Frederick Douglass, who was an abolitionist. And so their birthdays are on that week. So I guess he decided, hey, this will be Negro Week. Then in so that happened in 1926, rather. It became, no. 1926, That's when that happened. In 1976, President Gerald Ford, he decided to give it a whole month, right? So that was a whole month, or it became Black History Month. But the premise of Black History Month or Negro Week was to basically combat racism, celebrate Black American achievements, and combat the erasure of Black Americans, right? Black Americans, right? So that was really the purpose of it, to say, hey, we're still here. We're going to talk about our achievements. We're not just, people who were freed off the plantations, right? We've done so much here in the country. And again, as I was studying it, I said, So it's one of its main purposes was to combat Black American erasure. And here we are in 2026 talking about other groups of people, in a sense, trying to hijack it. Now, at the top here, the theme, because every Black History Month, there is a theme. So this year, it says the 2026 theme focuses on African Americans and labor, highlighting the vital role of Black workers in building the nation. So we know that, right? We know that Black Americans have built the nation, but I don't necessarily know because Carter G. Woodson is not here anymore, right? So I'm not quite sure. Maybe I should look who's in control of creating the theme for the month. But it says focusing on African Americans and labor, highlighting the vital role of Black workers. So I'm like, why is the Black American left off of that? I don't know. Maybe it's just a Google thing, because that's where I did my research. Maybe it's a Google thing, but is a Black American left off on purpose at the last part of that? Or, am I tripping? Because when you say Black workers, that can mean anybody who's Black, right? It can mean our brothers and sisters from the continent, the Caribbean, South America. So which Black workers are we speaking of as building the nation? Because we know that it is Black Americans. Now, I should also say, too, you guys know I talk a lot about, where is my book? It's roaming around here somewhere. But anyway, here it is. Miseducation of the Negro. I talk about this book a lot. Let me go ahead and remove Mr. Woodson. So the Miseducation of the Negro is one of the books that he wrote. And I always tell people you should read this book. It is crucial for people of all ages to read this book, and how we can actually build Black America up to where it needs to be. So Carter G. Woodson is also, again, the same person that created Black History Month. Now, as I did a little bit more research and I went back to 1926, right, when Negro Week and all that was created. Now, remember, keeping in mind, the young lady was saying, oh, well, I 110% disagree. That is for Black Americans. Well, if you go back to 1926, my research says that it was only about 1,100 African immigrants here. Okay. Now, I guess I probably could have looked to see how many from the Caribbean and South America were here. But if there's only 1,100 African immigrants here in 1926, it was probably, I don't know, give or take a little bit more, right? So with that, how was that Negro Week for anybody else other than Black Americans? If it was very few people here, I mean, even all the way up until 1960s, it still wasn't a lot of immigrants here, Black immigrants. So here we are in 2026, where Black History Month is being hijacked. And it's like, why are y'all doing that? What is this about? Because as the brother said, different people all over the diaspora, y'all got all kind of stuff. And if you really think about it, they're more connected to their source. Now, when I say connected to their source, they're more connected to whatever land they come from, whether it's the motherland or, the Caribbeans or wherever it is. So they are more connected to where they come from. And so we, as Black Americans, we have culture, right? We have Black American culture, and the brother named it, whether it's from hip hop, the way we talk, the way we walk, the way we dress, just the way we do everything, right? We do have our own culture, but it's like, so y'all have y'all culture from wherever it is you're indigenous to, right? Then you come over here and you want to have this culture too. So if you think in reverse, can we go and hijack their culture and say, well, this is my culture? I want to rewrite, right? Erasure. I want to rewrite your history and put Black Americans right here. and say that this is why we are part of whatever it is that you celebrate. It's like us going, I don't know, to Brazil or something where they do carnival or whatever, and say, well, Black Americans had something to do with that, right? This is our thing. Move over. Now y'all got to celebrate us too. The obvious question would be what? Why? Why do we need to celebrate Black Americans? This is not your culture per se, right? The carnival where they have the beautiful feathers and costumes and they're dancing, which I love all of that, right? But I don't think they would be very accepting to us saying, move over. We're gonna rewrite this a little bit. It's cool the way it is, but let's tweak it a little bit. Let's say that the reason you are celebrating Carnival is due to Black American contributions. Again, they would say, why? How? How do you come up with this, ma'am? So over here in America, United States, we're asking how? And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm asking, like I said, I really start to hear a lot about this within the last couple of weeks. And at first I was like, is that really like hot and popping to where people are really trying to do that? And as I see and hear more of the conversation, I'm like, oh, wow, I guess so. And it's kind of concerning because it's like, why? Again, why are you trying to do that? I understand Black American culture is where it's at. We're some pretty cool people. But are we cool enough to the point to where y'all want to just completely rewrite it? It's not true. Like people try to rewrite history, so it's not new that people try to do that throughout the world, right? People try to, they blew off the noses of the Sphinxes, right? Or and Napoleon. And of course, they told the story that, the weather did that. Over time, the noses just fell off, but we knew that the French they blew off the noses because they didn't want people in the future to know that them people were Black, right? And so now there's these debates. Was Cleopatra white? Because, they try to paint her as white. And, King Tut, he's white and all this other stuff. But that is the erasure, right? That is the rewriting of history. So again, coming to 2026, and we are hearing that. And it's from people who look like us. It's like, why are you doing that? Because we expect that from the oppressor. But now y'all talking about, well, that Black History Month ain't just for Black Americans. It's like, see, to me, I don't claim to be the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm confused. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me as to why you would do that. It's very disingenuous. And then feel a way about it when you're called out. Well, it don't belong to y'all 100. Well, who does it belong to? Carter G. Woodson made Negro Week, and as Brother Phil said, I think it was last night, he said they wasn't calling nobody else Negroes. Case in point, right? They weren't calling anybody else Negroes. So who was he talking about? They didn't call people in the motherland Negroes or in the Caribbean or that I know of, right? South America, they didn't call them Negroes. That's what they called us here, right? It was an acceptable term to call Black Americans. Then we morphed into a whole host of other things, and it became Black History Month. So to say that it doesn't just belong to us, who else does it belong to? Again, there's nothing wrong with anybody celebrating. You can celebrate whatever. Go ahead, celebrate, right? And if you really want to celebrate, go, spend some money in a Black American business, right? Don't go to Target where they selling these T-shirts, Happy Black History Month. Don't go to no major corporation and buy Black history stuff. If you're going to do it, buy it from Black Americans. That's what you should do, because these corporations, they're making money off of it. Malcolm X, they been putting him on T-shirts for the last couple of years or so. But when they took his life, he was like public enemy number one. When I was in school, I didn't learn about Malcolm X. I learned about Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, the safe stuff per se. But I never heard about Malcolm X in school. But now you can go buy T-shirts in major stores and all kind of stuff. They love Malcolm X now. So I'm just saying, go ahead and celebrate. Black History Month. And see, that's to me why I don't really celebrate Black History Month as a thing, because I celebrate us all the time. And I'm not saying anybody else don't celebrate, but we should. We should celebrate our achievements all the time. We should not wait for a month to show up and say, okay, go. Now we're going to celebrate being Black in America. No, we do that all the time. You know what I mean? And they could try to erase Black American history, but as long as we know the history, nothing else matters. As long as we celebrate it, nothing else matters. But see, I hate that it's even come to this point to where it's even a discussion, because we as Black Americans, we shouldn't have to be talking about that. It's silly. You know, you come over here, great, you're over here, welcome to America and all of that. Because the other thing is, you know, tribalism. And I hear Brother Phil and a whole host of other people talking about tribalism all the time. But when other cultures or races come over here, they separate. Like I live in Houston, and there are enclaves, if you will, of immigrants. You know, when you're in a neighborhood where Indians are, where Nigerians are, Hispanics, Asians, right? Black Americans, I see that as well. But a lot of cultures, when they come over here, they separate right away. They don't blend in, right? And when they separate, I'm sure they're doing their own things and their culture, whatever it is. But you want, like the brother said, you want ours too? Well, then what can we have that we don't need to, like, you know, guard with, put up the dukes, right? What can we have without having to fight everybody else for it? Because I don't think the other groups of people realize you kind of like the oppressor in wanting to hijack and plagiarize things that do not belong to you, and then try to rewrite it, hijack it. And I guess, you know, erasure, the erasing of Black American history. It's not cool at all. And as I said, I hate that we even have to have this conversation. It actually makes me sad, because it's like, are you doing it? And maybe y'all can help me. Are you doing it out of hate? Are you being funny? Or like, what is this really about? Is it because you like Black American culture and you want to be a part of it? Like, what is it? But if somebody is telling you that we don't like it, and then you continue to ramrod the point to where it's not just yours, I disagree with it 110%, that Black History Month is for Black Americans only. It's like, why? Why do we have to force the point that it is for us? It's, to me, it's a silly conversation, but apparently people are having it. So anyway, let me see what you guys got to say about that. And did you guys know that it was even a thing, Black American erasure? In this case, the rewriting of Black American history. Because if you think about it, on one hand, we hear, oh, y'all ain't got no culture. One hand, right? Y'all the Black Americans have no culture. Now you want to hijack it. So if we have no culture, what exactly are you rewriting if we have no culture? So even hearing that, they don't believe that we don't have a culture, because if they really believed it, they wouldn't be trying to convince us that Black History Month is not just for us. Anyway, let's see who's in the comments section. Okay, I'll go. Let's see. Facts My Feelings. I'll start with your comment. It says, peace and love, family. It says, Black erasure is a plot by good old white supremacists to keep all Blacks, including FBA, at the bottom of American society. There are sellouts in every race, and FBA should not blame all other Blacks. No, I definitely agree with you, not to blame all other Blacks at all. I don't think it's all of them. I'm just having a conversation because I've seen it more than once. Like I said, I've been hearing it, and I don't know, because, you know, sometimes terms get out there and they become like catchphrases where people just kind of use the term. So I kind of thought that's what it was. And then I kept seeing it today. And so I decided to, you know, delve into it to see exactly what it is. And I'm like, oh yeah, people are really, you know, talking about it. Black History Month. It does not belong to us exclusively. So yeah. Let's see, going on down. Hey Todd, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Quan says, why isn't the mainstream media speaking about the over sexualization of the Super Bowl halftime show compared to Miss Janet Jackson? I find it to be very hypocritical. No surprise to us. I've seen people talking about it being over sexualized. I watched the Super Bowl halftime show. Was there some crotch grabbing? Yeah. Was there some behind shaking? Yeah. That's and I think people are saying that it was some dude's body rolling. I've seen people talk about it. So I don't know. Some Republican senator is supposed to be trying to get the FCC to do something about. I don't know. So yeah, there are people talking about it. Emmett, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says not all of a sudden they built America. He says now all of a sudden they built America. It is not. It's exhausting. It really is. Thunder says she said it will take down the whole system. Does that mean that the whole system needs to be replaced? We have been saying this damn near forever. Yes. Talking about Pam Bondi, talking about if they disclose certain names in the Epstein files. Yeah, but we knew that was going to happen anyway. It was bound to happen. You can only do horrible things for so long before your time is up, and them people's time is up. And this is just kind of getting the ball rolling. We're seeing really what they've been up to behind closed doors. Again, it's not a secret to us, but they've been fighting it for a very long time to keep it from coming out. And it's like people are really demanding on both sides of the aisles, all walks of life, like, nah, y'all gonna have to tell us who's up in them files. And they should. Vendetta, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says the only thing FBAs are getting is the bill. What bill? JJ says we have no friends. Got you. Hey, Sister Shirley, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Quan says, dear Black Queen, Sister Demetria, if I ever see you in Northern Cali, that I will truly introduce myself in person to you. Family, many blessings, best wishes upon this year ahead to you and all of yours. Yes, indeed. Well, I will be in Ohio May 23rd, 24th. So Columbus to be exact. That's where I'll be next. So well, I'm sure we'll have a chance to meet one day. Hey Barry, how you doing? It says to me, Black history did not start in America exactly. Where does that thought come from? Could it be ashamed of anything African or just plain separation ourselves from being in the African diaspora? Black history started when the original Homo sapiens came into existence. So I get what you're saying. Black history is ubiquitous, right? It is permeated in the earth all throughout time. So I get that, right? Mother civilization from Africa. I totally get all that. But I think we're really speaking more so of Black American history. And I don't think it's an issue of trying to separate ourselves from ourselves, right? I just think it's an issue of Black Americans having something that we can kind of say is our own. We're not saying you can't celebrate it, but we're saying it belongs to us. But I was having this conversation not too long ago, and I'm like, why is it that Black Americans are always being admonished when we say, hey, do you mind like if we have this for ourselves? And I'm not saying this about you, Brother Barry, but I'm just saying it seems like when Black Americans say, well, we'd like to have this for ourselves, then we get well, it's not nice because we're all one people and this, that, and the other. And in theory, yes, we are one people, but we're the only ones that get told that message and that we need to stay on message. But nobody else who is part of this one people, they don't get told to stay on message. It's just us. But I get what you're saying, but we're kind of honing in on Black American history. Hey, Brother James, how you doing? Says Demetria. Good evening. Has anyone noticed that every time when Black History Month comes up, they never mention Louis Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad? Why they have to pick our leaders? Yeah, well, we mention them. That's why I said we don't need to have them tell us who we celebrate. We celebrate them. We don't need, a week. And we should be celebrating the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad every day, right? We don't need a month to do that. I know you're not saying that, but we don't need the folks to tell us who our heroes are. Or nobody for that matter. So I agree with you. Javon, how you doing? Yes, 1926. Thank you for that. Barry says, newsflash, Black history absolutely did not start in the United States. Black History Month did, though. Black History Month started. Negro Week, to be exact, started here in the United States. Dominique, how you doing? Says that Black History Month is only about Black Americans, and American history is only about white Americans. Um, yeah, there's a lot of history that belongs to white Americans, including slavery. That doesn't belong to us. That's their history. We're part of that, obviously, but that history belongs to them. Jim Crow is not our history. That is their history. And all of the other foolishness that they have done to Black Americans, that history does not belong to us. So, yeah. And there's a lot of, and speaking of white history, I mean, I could even go back a little bit further. Uh, White people's history is in Europe. Their history don't start here. Their history per se only starts here when they hijacked America. They're not indigenous here. So none of the history really, except for the things that I named, belong to them. So Fast and Feeling says, what the rapper did at the award show is simple. He was selling his C. Cat Williams warning about them. That rapper allowed white supremacy in industry to break up his, so he can break into Hollywood. What you mean? Like the bandit, the bandit, like the drop the soap bandit type stuff. Yeah, I've heard a lot about that goes on. And as they say, Hollyweird, which is why I always say I would never want to be a part of Hollywood, because some of those people, they just look so drained. Like they've just given it all, and things that they didn't want to give so they can be famous and rich. I never would want to do that. Hey, Miss D, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. L, what's going on with you? Nice to see you again. Thunder says, we've been sharing our culture for so long that people are feeling entitled to it and taking the benefits from our struggles for granted for too long. They have no earned benefits but ours. Yeah, that's what I said. But we are the only group of people that have been told, oh, play nice in the sandbox with everybody else. Oh, come on. It's like, all right. But that other kid keeps throwing sand in my eyes. Are you going to say anything to him or her? They keep hogging up the slide. Can I get a turn on this? Like, you're only telling me to share, but you're not telling them to share. So that's the problem that I have with it. Easy says, D, did you hear what state of Florida is doing to Florida A&M? Their law school not allowed to use the word. Yeah, I saw that. Black for Black history. And you know what I say, Brother Easy? So what? We use it at home. We use it outside of the school. They didn't say we couldn't use it. See, I think part of the problem, not you, but not a part of the problem is we give them too much energy. Oh, why won't you let us say it at school? You know why? Because they don't want it taught at school anyway, or any of that. They want to just forget all about it. Let's just wipe slavery clean and just act like it never happened and all the other things. Again, that's not our history. That's their history, but we talk about it, right? But just because they don't want us to say it at school, I'm going to say it at home. Who going to make me not say it at home? See, it doesn't matter where you teach it, where you talk about it. It matters that you teach it and that you talk about it. See, because they think, oh, if they can't say it at school, then they won't say it at all. See, Ms. D says, we have African and Caribbean. It says, what have African and the Caribbeans did in America of great importance in America? I mean, they've done some things, but they are not the foundation per se of Black America. And I don't think that's am I being mean? I don't know, because I don't want to come off as I'm being mean or divisive or anything like that. But I think it deserves a conversation. There have been some Africans and, Caribbeans that have done things here. I don't want to lie and say they haven't, but, to say, well, we was back in the gap with y'all. No, you wasn't. Y'all came over here after the really horrible stuff took place. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Dominique says, all of us or none of us. I get it. You know what? I'm not against that at all. But again, the rest of the people need to be on board with that. It can't just be us, Black America. Like, again, it's disheartening. And I'm really just kind of thinking about a lot of things. And as I think about it, it's like, yeah, Black Americans are the only one to get that conversation that you got to be nice. Everybody else has proven that they don't want to be in lockstep with Black Americans. We want to partake of what you all are doing, but we don't want to, really be involved with you, because to be involved with us means that you want what we want, and we want reparations. So you would help us get it for us, not for everybody else, but for us. But that's not happening. But we're being admonished as if we're bad people because we're calling it out. Now, I know there's some people who may be doing the most. That is not my intent to do the most. I just want to have a conversation about it. So, yeah. So Javon says it's a good book. Yes, Miseducation of the Negro is a very good book. It's not even that big. It's a short book. You can even listen to it on Amazon. I mean, not Amazon, YouTube. It's a really good book. Kevin, you say, Demetra, check out this book called Kings and Pawns by Howard Bryant. It deals with Jackie Robinson being forced. Okay, forced to do what? Fast Phillips says Black political leadership constantly selling out FBA and Blacks in general for personal gain in America. They are essentially colonial governors over entire Black population in America. Absolutely. That is exactly their jobs. They are to corral and make sure they maintain and control Black Americans so that we don't think for ourselves, type of thing. And Mike, thank you for reminding people that there are ways to help the channel. Love and appreciate you for that. Ryan, how you doing? Yep, double dipping. They're celebrating their stuff and celebrating ours. Charles, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So you're talking to Dominique. I'll let y'all have that conversation. Beverly, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let me skip down just a tiny bit because I see I'm a little bit behind. Lena, how you doing? It says, tell us we so important. That tells us that we are so important to the world. Yeah, we are important to the world. I just wish we would kind of realize that a little bit more. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says, love it, the truth. Yep. Albie Chill, how you doing? Nice to see you again. MC Fact, what's going on with you? Says King Tut was a bro. Well, don't let them people tell it. They was white. They had Elizabeth Taylor back in the day. She was playing Cleopatra with the purple, eyes that she had, the blue eyes or whatever it is. And Cleopatra as white as the driven snow. And it's like, okay. Sister Sunlight, nice to see you again as well. Thunder says, whenever I'm overseas and they found out I was Black American, they actually went and got folks to meet me. And yes, there were continental Africans. He says, but they wanted to speak with me. And what did they say, if you don't mind me asking? So skipping down just a tiny bit, y'all, let me catch up. Frank, did I say hi to? If not, hello. Zachariah, what's going on with you? Charles just says, it will never work in a trillion years. Okay. So how you doing? Says, I do remember FBA was getting some pushback when Latinos thought we were trying to add ourselves into their carnival celebration as Afro-Latinos. See, that's what I'm saying. They wouldn't let us do it. And I'm not saying they should let us do it. You should gatekeep your things, right? Now, if other people want to participate, sure. I've seen other people participate in different festivals and things like that. But to go in there, when they're doing the planning and say, I want to sit on a committee and put Black Americans as some of the creators of this, they'll be like, man, if you don't get out of here. Brother James says, Sister K, it shows that we are on our own over here and we have to get our act together and clean it up. It says, Minister Farrakhan has said over 4 decades, we have to be aware of the enemy. Absolutely. Black Panther, he says, I celebrate our people all day, every day. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? And Lavicia Jones, I hope I said that right. I know I jacked that up, so I'm sorry. So someone asked me, what do you connect with Black history? I told her when, and your comment cut off, so maybe I'll get the rest of it in just a second. Let's see, did you put it down here? And Kid, agree with what's going on with you? He says West Africa was called Negro land first. Okay, so yeah, I don't know everything. Educate me. So Negro land first. So we're talking about Carter G. Woodson and calling it Negro Week. But even still, he was over here in America. Wasn't a lot of Black immigrants here at the time. So pretty sure that he was making that for Black Americans. But thank you for the correction. I appreciate that. Todd says, Demetri, you may be on to something. Let's celebrate Black history by buying from Black-owned businesses and patronizing Black establishments only. I like the idea. Yeah, we should be doing that anyway, right? And Titalaya, I hope I said that right, but I didn't, but sorry. Says Phil was cooking on the subject yesterday. Absolutely. And he's right, because I think he was talking about, I don't remember her name, some lady from Ghana, I think it is. She was basically she had a lot to say about Black Americans. FBA is what she was saying, and Brother Phil sliced her and diced her up and with love, with razor blades and lemon juice. Ryan, he says they just don't like us, and that's fine, and that's fine. Mr. Norris, how you doing? Says truth crushed the earth. It says we'll rise again and again. Yep. My aunt, how you doing? Long time no see. Says Demetra. Our history is 365 years. For 365 days a year. I think that's what you're trying to say. Absolutely. Absolutely. Micah says they love to steal our culture. Yeah, and now we're just saying, hey, don't do that. We're not okay with that. And I guess people don't like that. It's like, why? Why don't you like that? We're just saying don't do that. Let's see, who else haven't I seen? And Ryan, I read your comment. It says, let's get back into quiet and being quiet, I think he said, and figuring out things for us. That music at the Super Bowl had nothing to do with us. I mean, it didn't. I enjoyed it. It wasn't for us. Well, I guess it was kind of for everybody, but it was from a Latino point of view. As Bad Bunny is Puerto Rican, right? He's Latino, so he was, showcasing the Latino culture and all that. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. So was it for us or about us? No, but that's okay. There's been plenty of other things that has been about us, but I loved every moment of the Super Bowl halftime show. That's the only reason why I watched. I didn't even watch the first part of the game, and I turned it off right after that, and I went to bed. I sure did. Dante says, question, is it just me, or when it comes to Black American culture, they act like they sleazy shop owners who tells you the artwork you have is trash and to toss it out, and when they do, they fish it out and retire in 3 days. Exactly right. You take your necklace to the pawn shop and say, I need to pawn this. And they say, I'll give you $3 for it. $3? Yeah, that's and I'm being generous. Okay. So he said, okay, here, give it to him. And they go off and buy a whole yacht. Because they know you don't know, right? I'll be chill. I cannot wait to see you in Ohio. Yes, indeed. Brother Dom, my triple OG moderator, how are you doing today? Hope you're well. Scoop, what's going on? It says, admitting that we built America, that would be too much like right. Since when have them folks been right? I'll wait. We're going to be waiting a long time. JJ says, some Black foreigners have a lot of envy and jealous towards FBA. I, for the life of me, don't understand why. I don't. And, like I said, some things that just really confuse me. My aunt says, Demetria, we are original human beings on this planet first. Absolutely. Black Panther says, I can comment with this. So you're talking to somebody else, okay? Easy says, now we finally see what integration has done to us. We only integrate while everyone else segregate. Yeah. That's what we did. It was like, I want to go live next to Miss Ann and, Brad and all of them. And then they had the white flight. But yeah, everybody else, they don't have a problem with being separate. And we've just kind of got to unlearn that it was better off that we were separate. So yeah, Engine, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Renz, what's going on with you? Just let me skip down just a tiny bit. Separation Nation, what's going on with you? Hope you're having a great day. African Native, he says, to remember the Black American history, the American flag should be at half-mast across the country for the entire month of February. Now, they ain't going to do that. They ain't going to do that. There's probably some that are mad that we even have to have it. Wasn't it Candace Owens or Stacey Dash, one of them saying, well, why do we need to have a Black History Month? It's like, whatever, lady, And just says, I recommend everybody get the copies of Brother K. Booker books titled Kick Out of Heaven, The Untold Story of White Races. Some very interesting stuff. I only have volume 1 so far. I've never heard of that book, but very interesting. Sharon, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Dominique, so you're talking to Charles. Charles Tree, how you doing? Says, some of our culture has been exploited globally by those making a living off of it. Oh, yeah, and they've been eating greedy. Oh, they've been eating greedy. Everybody but us. Afro Diaspora, how you doing? He says, it's sad to say, but there is some jealousy of FBA by some of these African and Caribbean people. FBAs can't have anything exclusive, but these people are quick to maintain their cultural exclusivity. Yeah, I don't have a problem with them doing it. Just let us do it. You know what I mean? Thunder says DK is true that since we've delineated that the Black American crime statistics have dropped. You say, is it true? I've heard that. I don't know how true it is. Well, it makes sense that it would, right? Because they have been counting us as what a lot of people say flat black, right? A monolith. So when you say black, they've included all blacks, whether you're from the motherland, the Caribbeans, or South America. They've been saying blacks. But then since we've kind of said, no, they are that. We are that. There weren't Black American, whatever they might have been, right? They're not Black American. And so, yeah, now they're attributing whatever the transgression was to that particular group. Right? Same thing like they're saying, oh, he was Latino. Latinos will be like, make sure you tell them that they were this and not that. Right? So, yes, that would make sense that the crime rate for Black Americans have gone down. So, yeah, totally. John, how you doing? Says, keep speaking the truth to power. The Community Outreach Association of Phelan Parkway, the Bronx, shared. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Tito, what's going on with you? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Facts and Feelings says any Caribbean or African person who does not support reparations for FBA is a fool. Why? Once FBA gets reparations, there is no president for Caribbean and Africa to get theirs from UK, France, etc. I totally agree with you. Totally. Hey, brother Jonell, and I did see your comment yesterday when we got off of here, so you won't be at Savior's Day, but I'm sure you'll be there next year. Really hope that I am there next year as well. I know it's in Detroit. Juggernaut, how you doing? Long time no see. Glad to see you here. Oh, I got to the bottom. Shan, how you doing? Says, don't really invite one erase because of us. Any ashamed of what they did to us? Facts and Feelings says, we must be careful with those crime stats, just like how some FBA brothers thinks is only non-FBA women creeping with Zaddy. Let's not delude ourselves. No, I mean, it ain't even just Black American women, or let's say Nigerian or whatever. Asians, they say Asian women creep with Zaddy more than any woman. So it's all women. I don't know why, but I guess so. And then they learn the hard way, right? Like, oh, Brad crazy too. Ooh, I saw a case and it's sad. I think she was 13, 14, 16. She met this, she was mixed. She met this white guy. He was like 39 or something like that. Online in a game they were playing for months. And he lured her off. And they found her body a couple of days ago. But I guess he was talking about how he planned it all out to lure her and, do whatever he did to her. So, a lot of people are capable of doing that, but just kind of thinking about that, I guess, and I don't know why, but a lot of women, when I say women, I mean Black women, Asians, whatever it is, but we could talk about Black women. For whatever reason, they deem Brad per se to be safe. I don't know if that's a mental thing, like he's white, he's right, he's okay, so I'll go off with him or whatever it is. And we've heard some horrible things that have happened. And it's like a lot of people say, who are your people? See, I think who are your people when I hear stuff like that? Because it's like, who is your circle of influence that would have taught you, hey, you don't go off with a man you don't know, especially a man you don't know. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times those people, they be thinking, I'm going to get away with it. She Black, I'll tell them she was doing this, that, and the other. Just like the other way around. Unfortunately, a lot of the brothers and sisters from the continent, they have to learn that the hard way. They get off, the brothers, they go off with these white women. And then the white women take their life. And it take them even months to be arrested because, that woman is like, oh, I was fearing for my life. And then that poor deceased soul's family is like, where's the Black people to help us? And then they go on Twitter and see that they was talking crazy about Black Americans, big up, and that white woman is like, nah, you might want to get her people to do it. Hey, Cal, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So I don't know, it's a lot to think about. Definitely. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. I'm gonna be here on the African Diaspora News Channel. In fact, my feeling says to any white woman, it says talk to any white woman and they will tell you Zaddy is not necessarily nice to them and they white. Oh, trust me, I've heard stories. Stories. My daughter and I, we watched this. Oh gosh, it's called. It's basically the premise of the show is when people call 911 and they're the people that actually did it. Like, oh, my husband, I came home and he was 50 times and I don't know who did it. So, of course, they go through all this investigation. They say most of the time, I think they said almost like 70% of the calls that people make from 911 to 911 are the killers. But we watch this show and it's mostly, it's like, golly. I mean, they be having the kids helping them and all kind of stuff. And so when I think of that, I'm like, what's sexy about Brad? I don't know. Hey, Repentant Judah, how you doing? Michael, what's going on with you? He says, why the hell is it an issue when we want oxtails and collard greens, but everybody else got a hamburger? Let us have our own damn oxtails and do y'all. Yeah, I don't eat oxtails. Hey, one, who cares how you doing? I don't eat oxtails, but I was in AGB the other day, and them oxtails are like $35 for like 6 of them or something like that. I was like, I wish the hell I would. Anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I will be back on the African Diaspora News Channel at 11 a.m. Central Time. So y'all please join me there where I can have another great conversation with you. And I'll be there on Thursday. In the meantime, Jonelle says Zaddy is a colonizer. Said his number one tool is media pimping via television, movies, straight programming. You ain't lying. So anyway, hey Tiff, how you doing? I love you as well. Peace.